Like any other in sport, as both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Arizona Cardinals and the Green Bay Packers. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go. Ready. And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
20, 15 on it. Tight down. There you go. Shift. Watch the shift. Eddie Weber. Rush in. Big end.
To throw on 2nd down. Love. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. From the gun, Love. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Throw left side complete. That's Simmons. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Packer first down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
You got nothing. Tighten up. Shift.
They'll try the right side with Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Get ready.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love. And his throw here's incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Operating from the gun, Love. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. On first down, Armstrong. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give, right side. It's Armstrong. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Got it. 40's the mark. Watch the flag. 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 Kill. Hey, turn it up. X3. 218. Chop it. Get it.
From the gun, Lawrence. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. 20. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Let's go now. Let him roll. Yes. We got to step it up. Shoot. Check 99. Check 99.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, he'll force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Mike 52. Check.
To throw again. Love. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chandler Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Let's go, defense. Here we go. Deuce.
On the delay, Jones. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. It's Armstrong, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
To throw on 2nd down, Lawrence. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th.
Hey, dude. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Y'all playing the wrong football.
On 4th down, Lawrence. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Love. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Let's go, dude. It's going to be a long day on this. It's going to be a long day. Hatchet.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Joker.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Watch his slant. My game. Drop deep here. Slam.
Looking to throw on second down. Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Simmons.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Hey. 4 down. That's it. Check. Crunch. Go.
To throw on third down. Love. And that is incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And his kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Let's see what you got. Ready?
To throw on second down, Lawrence. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, Charlie. He can't hang. Step.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. From the gun, Love. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it.
5-2 is the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Time to go. Night.
On first down, Love. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Check.
Throwing again. Love. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Back to throw. Love. Under pressure, and he will go down. back at the 46. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point.
Partner, you got a pretty good hoops background. You've seen those late-in-the-half plays designed to get them a last shot, give them momentum. I think this touchdown equates to that.
Absolutely, and then they can take the lead here into the lockers. Big-time play.
Yeah, and let's see what they designed coming out for the second half as well. Oftentimes when you get that momentum late, you find a way to carry it through.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. first possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
Throwing on first down. Love. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Looking to throw. Love. Flush to his, and he's going to go down again.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
We got double up, double up.
From the gun, Love. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Za'Darius Smith. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Elliott. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. A good pickup there at 22.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. Throw left side complete. It's Schwartz. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence. He'll let this go. And this is taken in at the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Give him 32 on the play.
Recon, 132 fighter. Ready?
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Prater for the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. A dump underneath to Jones. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
On 3rd down, Love. And Adams has it, complete. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Kill. Sponge. No.
Off the play fake. Love. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Chandler Jones, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
They're running it. Jack. Whip. Watch the whip.
2nd and 14. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Packers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Mike 52. Here we go. Check 4. 25. Check 25. Check 25.
Operating from the gun, Love. He sets to fire deep into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for them. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
Go!
Second and 10. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those two hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
The Cardinals on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be third and forever.
Delta. 5.
To throw from his end zone. Lawrence. And able to find Kirk complete. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. That's good for 28 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
Hey, high 7.
Hey, Mike 40. Oh, here we
Get it.
From the gun, Lawrence. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Set, ready? 18 Gator.
Get in the weight room.
Big dribble.
Back to throw. Lawrence in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
Let's go.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal.
I'm coming after you. Spoke over to Mike. Mike spoke over.
Second and 11. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got it third and goal now as they look for that final touchdown to salt this one away. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Travis Kelce, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Caught by Jones. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
From the gun on 3rd down, Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's J.K. Scott now, standing just outside his own goal line. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game.
This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
5.
So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Cardinals, they pick up win number 4 on the campaign as they emerge victorious here. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, things aren't looking good. It'll be an 0-5 start. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.